Hi everyone, it's Ayush here and welcome back to another video on this auspicious day when Ram Mandir inauguration took place in Ayodhya. So with that, let's start today's video in which we are going to create a chat application by using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the video. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to simply install some modules that we are going to use to create this application. The first is the Express and the second is the Socket.io separated with a comma, Socket.io. The third one is the NodeMon. So let's install all of these packages, and the Express is simply going to create the application, Socket.io for the connection, and the Node for the execution of the index.js file. Let's go on to the package.json, and you can see that we're having a start section which is containing a command node index.js. And what is going to happen that whenever I'm going to use the npm start function, or you can say npm start command, that is simply going to execute this command node index.js, right? So let's go to the index.js file. Let's say console.log hello world. Let's save this. Let's go to the console and let's say npm start. And the npm start is simply going to run the index.js file. And as you all can see, here's the hello world. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to start a socket.io server and we are going to serve the index.html file as the home page of our chat application. Now, for that, we need the express. So let's say const express is equal to require express const socket io is equal to required socket.io, and at last we are going to import the http server using which we are going to create our http server. Let's say const http is equal to required http, and after that's all done we are going to create an application by using the express function we have imported from the express module. So let's say const app is equal to express. After that, we are going to create a new server by using the HTTP module. So let's say const server is equal to HTTP dot create server, and the create server is going to take the only one parameter, that is going to be the application that we have just created. So it's going to take the app variable as the parameter, and after that, what we are going to do is we are going to simply say const io. So we are going to make a socket.io connection by using the const io variable, and we are going to use a socket.io function imported from the socket.io module. So let's use the socket.io function, and the socket.io function takes a parameter as server. Now after passing that, we have just made a connection by using the socket.io module. Now the express, we are going to use the express. So for that we are going to say here app dot use express dot static, and in the static we have the path of the folder that we want to serve. So let's pass here public. Now after that, we can just go to the directory and we can just simply create a new folder with the name of public, and inside the public we are going to create a document, and inside the public we are going to create a styles as well, and similarly we are going to create a scripts as well. Now, the document is going to contain the index.html file and other HTML files. Script is going to contain the JavaScript files, and the style is going to contain the CSS files. Now, let's go back to the Express application, and we are going to use the app.use and express.static function to serve this public folder and all the files inside this public folder into the application. Now, the next step is you need to simply listen to the home page. So let's say whenever somebody just visits our home page, what we are going to do is we are going to say our app.get, and in the app.get we need the string. So let's pass slash. What do slash mean? It means simply the home page of the website, right? And then we are going to have a callback, and this callback, not the app, I think, yep, yeah, app the app. And in the callback we are having two parameters. First is the request sent by the client, and the response the server is going to send. So we are going to simply write here RES means a response. The response, the server is going to send the file, the client, the particular HTML file. So we are going to say here res dot send file, and in the send file we are having two parameters. The first is the path and the second is the function. So in this case, we need only the path. So let's write here. Okay, we need one more module for this. We need to import the path module here. So let's say const path is equal to required path, and this is going to import the path module. Now we are going to go here and we are going to write here path dot join, and in the path dot join we need to pass the basically 2 to 3 or more parameters to just specify the path of the index.html file. So let's say here path dot join and underscore underscore din name, comma, then we are going to pass the name of the public folder, then we are going to pass the name of the document folder, and inside the document folder we are having the index.html file. Now let's go to the document folder, and in actual let's create the index.html file, and let's give a basic boilerplate here. Let's write here hello world. Let's save this thing. Let's connect the javascript file. Let's say script src, and let's say dot dot slash script slash let's say script dot js. And basically if you are importing a javascript file in the head tag, inside the head tag you need to use a attribute known as defer. So this is simply going to help you load the javascript file before the content of the website loads, right? After that, what you need to do is you need to use a link tag to just connect your css file. So let's go here, let's say a dot dot slash styles slash style dot css. Now what we need to create these files. We need to simply click, and it will say here unable to script.js file inside the script folder. So do you want to create this file? I'm going to simply click on create file, and it's going to simply auto create the file. Similarly, we are going to click on the style.css, click on this create file, and it will simply create the file, right? So that's one feature in VS Code. Now let's go back to the index.js file, and we are going to listen to this application at some port number, right? Let's say let port is equal to, we are going to listen to the application at port 8000, and we are going to say app dot listen, and this app dot listen simply takes two parameter. First is the port number, so let's pass the port here. The second is the callback function. In the callback function, what we are going to specify is the code that is going to run after the application is executed. So let's say console.log listening to port 8000 at http semicolon slash slash localhost colon 8000. So at this URL we are listening to our application, right? So let's go back here, and now yeah, that's all the code. So let's save all this, and let's see is it going to work or not. So let's save this and just click on this URL. Let's copy this URL here. Let's go to Opera, and as you all can see, here is our HTML file. Now you may be thinking, why is it coming like dark screen, dark background, and colored as white? Because in default, what happens in simple HTML file, that without applying any kind of styling, there is simply the light mode and the color of the text is black. But actually in the Opera, what we are having as a default, we are having a dark mode. So in the dark mode, what is happening? It is auto switching the application to dark mode. So turning that off, you can just go to the settings, or if you open this same application inside Google, let's just copy this URL, and as you all can see that I have just opened the same application in Google Chrome, and you can see that the same uh, data is there, the same content is there, but it is the light mode, whereas in this one this is the dark mode. You must not confuse in that, because in the Opera, if there is a dark mode, then it may show you the website in the same way. If you want to change it to light mode, you can go to the settings. So yeah, this is a way you can just create a connection, you can just create a new server. In the upcoming videos we are going to learn about that how we are going to use the socket.io to make a connection between the client and the server. So yeah, that's all for today's video. Meet you in the next video. Till then, see you.